Hello friends, do you love tea and natural wellness products as much as I do? I've partnered with Positively Tea and Positively Botanicals, and I can honestly say I drink their organic loose leaf tea almost every day, and I love it. From organic teas to natural remedies, they offer high-quality products that support a healthy, mindful lifestyle. When you shop through my affiliate link, you not only discover amazing products for yourself, but you also help support the podcast. Visit the link in the show notes to explore their selections today. And for you coffee lovers, they have you covered as well. Treat yourself, support the show, and keep connecting with the natural world. Hello friends, and welcome back to the Forest Connection. I'm Paul, and I'm really glad that you're here with me today. I always appreciate you, the listener. I can't thank you enough for coming back every week and listening to the Forest Connection, or going over to the Nature Wanderer podcast and listening to that as well. So I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm doing this because I enjoy teaching about nature. I enjoy teaching others how they can connect to the natural world. But I also enjoy that you're here with me. I couldn't do this without you. So anyhow, it's good to have you back. And I'm always trying to find new ways to connect with nature. And in my quest for searching for new ways, I am always looking to see what other cultures do to connect with nature. I'm always trying to see how other people are connecting with nature. So I'm always constantly doing a lot of research about this sort of thing. And I just recently, it was actually by accident, I wasn't looking for it, it just appeared on a wall. Yeah, on a wall in a classroom, this word. And I'm like, what on earth is that doing in a shop class? And it's like, I looked it up and it's like, wow, this is fascinating. So I spent the next week or two just doing a lot of research on it. It just made sense to me. And I'm actually trying it myself. I'm not an expert at it by any means. So I'm kind of introducing you to it while I introduce myself to it. So, and you may be wondering, what's this word that I saw? Well, it's actually a very gentle and powerful word at the same time. It's a Japanese word. It's actually not just a word, it's an idea. So we'll put it that way. It's a Japanese idea, and it's called Ikigai. Okay, it's spelled Ikigai. So it's pronounced Ikigai. Ikigai. Now, it's often translated, you'll find this if you look it up, it's translated as your reason for being. And that's what really caught me. It's like so many people seem to be wandering through their lives. They seem to be just trying to find out, what's my purpose? What's my purpose in life? What do I enjoy doing? Is my job just driving me crazy because it's not really what my purpose is? Or am I in the perfect job? I'm one of those fortunate people. When I was younger, I actually found my purpose. I found what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be with nature. I was supposed to teach about nature. So I got lucky and got a career in teaching about nature. So, but not everyone does that. And this is kind of what it's all about. Ikigai, it's the reason for being. So basically, it's what makes life feel meaningful to you. It's the thing that makes you want to wake up and engage with the day. And in a world that often feels chaotic, loud, rushed, overwhelming, I think this idea really matters now more than ever before. So we're going to talk a little bit about Ikigai today. So as I was doing my research on this Ikigai, I came across this Japanese proverb that I thought was pretty interesting and kind of summed the whole thing up. The proverb states, "Only staying active will make you want to live 100 years." And I've seen that happen. I've seen it while visiting loved ones in the nursing home, and I see the residents there, and how they are not where they want to be because they lost that purpose in their life. I've seen so many people who retire to nothing, and some people, they enjoy that. They'll pick up some hobbies, which is their purpose in life. They'll pick up things to do, but others are just like, well, I just didn't want to work anymore. And they sit around and do nothing, watching TV, they're not going after their purpose in life. They don't know what it is, maybe. So that's why I feel it's so important these days to, basically stay active. And it doesn't have to be physically active, although that really does help. It has to be more just doing what you love, being active with your beliefs, with your Ikigai. Okay? Now, as I was saying, the word Ikigai comes from Japan. Iki means life. Gai means value or worth. So together, it's about what makes life feel worth living. Now, online, you'll often see Ikigai shown as 4 overlapping circles. Those circles are what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And that can actually be helpful. If you see one of these diagrams with the 4 circles, they'll have you fill those 4 things in and look where they overlap. And that's your Ikigai. So in traditional Japanese culture, Ikigai is usually much simpler than that, however. Okay, it's not about finding the perfect career, although a lot of people use Ikigai for figuring out what they're supposed to do in their life career-wise. But it's a bigger picture. It's more about where you fit, what you want to do. It doesn't have to be a career, although it usually ends up being your career, hopefully, if you can connect it to your career. So anyhow, as I said, traditional Japanese culture, it's not about finding the perfect career. It's not about becoming famous. It's not about optimizing your life. It's all about having something that gives your days meaning. Something that you care about. Something that you can return to. Something that basically makes you feel alive. And if you can connect that to your career, that's great. But if you can't, make it part of your life anyhow. Okay, make that Ikigai part of your life because it's supposed to be something that you really care about, that makes you feel alive. That's what Ikigai is. For a lot of people, Ikigai can be something really just ordinary. Something that you would look at and say, really? That's Ikigai? But it depends on the person. Everyone has their own Ikigai. It's very individualized. It could be as simple as tending to a garden. Oh, I know some people who they just love their gardens, and they go nuts in the wintertime because they can't tend to their garden. But yeah, they're constantly out in their garden. That's their Ikigai. That's their passion. That's the reason they get up in the morning, to go out into that garden. Maybe it's walking a dog. Maybe you and your dog have become so attached to each other that taking your dog for a walk, okay, that's what makes you feel alive. It's your passion. For me, it's teaching. Sometimes it's creating. I do my wire sculptures. I like doing woodworking. That's part of my Ikigai as well. I also enjoy helping others. Maybe that's your Ikigai. Sometimes it can be spending time in nature. Another one of my Ikigais. Yeah, just spending time in nature. I love it when I can connect all of my Ikigais together, which I've done. Teaching and being in nature. With some people could be sharing stories. Maybe learning new things. It doesn't have to be flashy. It's steady, something that you do constantly because it's something you enjoy. It's something you like to return to. Remember, it's something you care about, and it makes you feel alive. So it doesn't have to be anything fantastic. Oh, my Ikigai is traveling the world. Maybe it is. That's great. But like I said, it can be a simple thing as well. It can be as simple as just a hobby, something that you enjoy creating, something maybe you love knitting, and you can sit there and knit all day. I have people who come up to me, and every once in a while they're like, oh, I could just do that all day. It's like, well, if it's really that important to you, if it's something that you have a passion for, something that makes you feel alive, that's your Ikigai. So do it. Go ahead and do it. So remember, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, anything huge. It can be something small, okay? But it has to be something that keeps burning, keeps going, keeps continuing. Now, when I think about Ikigai, I often think about the forest, the woods, hiking, getting out in nature. Everything out in nature has a role. The trees filter the air. Birds, they love spreading seeds and singing their songs. Insects, their job is pollinating. Even simple things like fungi, they recycle nutrients. No one seems to be confused about their purpose in nature. They're just living it. This is their life. And when we spend time in nature, at least I've noticed this, and I'm sure you've probably noticed it too if you spend a lot of time in nature. Something inside of you kind of shifts. Yeah, it takes a different turn. I know I think more clearly when I'm out in nature. We tend to listen more. We tend to relax more. The forest kind of quiets the noise in us so that we can hear what truly matters around us. So when we get out in nature, everything has its job and we kind of fit in there as well because something changes inside of us. And that is how nature helps us to understand what Ikigai is. Okay, it's a purpose to your life. All these living things in nature, in the forest, they have their Ikigai. They have their purpose, their passion. Now, I want to share some ways that you can start exploring your own Ikigai. If you want to use one of those charts that you can find online, that's great. But, I actually, as I've been looking into it, and I tried the chart, I tried doing it, and it's like, well, I don't need to make money off of this. I don't need to, the charts seem to be more for finding your Ikigai as a career. And most people, their Ikigai is more about, this is the traditional way. And that's what I like about the Ikigai, is the traditional aspect of it. It's more about how you can change your life. You can be happy in your life. Find a purpose for your life. Okay, it doesn't have to be about making money, but if you want to use one of those charts online, that's fine. It's a good place to start. That's where I started. But I want you to actually try some of these other things. Okay, and it's not a test. Okay, don't feel some people panic over tests. You don't need a piece of paper and start writing all this down, writing your answers down. No. Okay, just think about it. Okay, and keep it to yourself. If you want to write it down, that's great. I did when I tried this. There's no right answers, no wrong answers. Okay, basically, think of it as kind of curiosity. Okay, not pressure. No pressure on you. Okay, so here's the steps. Step 1. Okay, notice your energy. I want you to first notice your energy. Maybe ask yourself, what gives me energy? And what drains me? Pay attention to when you feel more alive and when you feel exhausted and worn out. That energy, think of it as like a compass leading you in the right direction. So don't sit here and within like 5 minutes write down everything that gives you, and no, start noticing over the next week. When did you feel more energy? When did you feel drained? I did some hiking the other day and I went against a lot of what I teach. I was in a park. I was actually cleaning out nest boxes, bird boxes, and I was putting tags on them, and the weather was kind of iffy. It was kind of nice. It was warm at first, and so I decided to go out, but I knew the trails were going to be wet and a little snow covered, so I was going to take my boots, but I forgot my boots. And what I should have done is I should have just said, okay, I'll go another day. But no, I decided, well, most of the boxes are long trails. They should be all right. Well, let's see. I did about 40 boxes, and after box number 5, my feet were sopping wet. I was trudging through the snow. My feet were cold. I had sneakers on, so I didn't have the proper footing and the support that my feet needed. And when I got home that night, my feet were achy. They were sore. My legs were burning. It's all because, it was 3.5 miles that I did. I've done that before with no problems during the summer, not in the winter with the wrong footwear. So take my advice. Just make sure you are dressed for the occasion when you go hiking. But I didn't anyhow. That's not the point. The point is, I was exhausted and I was drained of energy. Was the hike fun? Not really. I always love hiking, but this was more like work. I wasn't out there enjoying nature like I should have been. Instead, I was on a quest to get this done. Even though the wind picked up at one point and I could barely walk into the wind, I almost turned around, but then it calmed down. Then I was getting hit with some sleet. It's like nature, the universe was telling me, call it quits, Paul. Go back, do it another day. But there's that little piece in my mind that's like, no, you got to get it done. So anyhow, I was exhausted. That drained me. So that's something that I should avoid doing. Pushing myself to get things done when they don't really need to be at that moment. There was another day where I was just like, I was in a great mood, and it's like, well, what gave me that energy? And it was just kind of my mood, my attitude, what I was doing that day. So those are the things you have to start to notice and start writing them down and use that as your compass to guide you in the right direction to head towards your Ikigai. So that's step 1, notice your energy. Step 2, follow your curiosity. What are you naturally drawn to? What books do you read? What do you read about? What topics? What do you watch? Whether it's sports, do you watch TV? What kind of movies do you watch? What do you watch on TV? Are they comedies? Are they dramas? Are they mystery? What do you listen to? What kind of music? And think about which ones make you happy and which ones you don't listen to, you don't like. It's like I will be listening to Amazon Music, and she'll come up with the station. Alexa will come up with a station for me. And she starts playing music, and most of it's great because she's learned my taste in music. But then she'll throw in some song that's like, what is this? I like a lot of different styles of music. I don't like twangy country. I don't like rap. Those are the ones that I really don't like. And so that's the direction I try to stay away from. So what makes you curious? Okay, follow that. What are you naturally drawn to? Think about that. Start writing some of that down. Curiosity is like leaving these quiet footprints for you to follow. And Ikigai often follows them as well. Your Ikigai. Okay, so step 3. Notice your gifts. Okay, so what I mean by that is, what do people thank me for? What do people come to me for? Sometimes we don't see our own strengths very clearly. Other people will see them first. So if people are asking you to help them with something constantly, that's one of your strengths. Are you constantly getting compliments on your artwork? That's one of your strengths. Are you constantly getting people coming up to you and saying, oh, you're a great public speaker, you're a great educator? That's one of your strengths. If they're not saying it, it's probably not one of your strengths. A long time ago, I had a guy come up to me after I did a program. One of the teachers came up to me and said, you should actually go and narrate books. The audiobooks, he says, yeah, you should go and try doing that because you have such a great voice for that. And I never thought of that. I looked into it. I decided not to go and do that. Just wasn't my thing, wasn't one of my passions, but it was nice to know that that was one of my strengths. And this is something you should do. Start noticing what your gifts are, what your strengths are. And like I said, usually other people will see them before you do. Okay, step 4. Find your flow. Think about times when you lose track of time. Have you ever had that happen? When you're so absorbed in something that hours just pass by quickly, it's like, oh, geez, it's 4 o'clock already? I didn't realize that. Okay, that's your flow. It's often connected to your purpose. So if there's something that you do that you are so absorbed in that the hours just pass by so quickly, okay, that's your flow. And it is part of your purpose. Step 5, connect to service. I want you to finally, the last thing is ask, who benefits from what I do? You see, Ikigai grows when it connects us to others. It doesn't have to change the world. Sometimes it only changes one life. Or 2. And that's enough. Don't think it has to be a huge Ikigai that affects everybody. It mostly has to affect you. Has to be important to you. But part of Ikigai also is connecting us to others through our passions. Okay, so those are the 5 steps. that you should take to find your Ikigai. And just to repeat them real quick. Step 1, notice your energy. Step 2, follow your curiosity. Step 3, notice your gifts. Step 4, find that flow. And finally, connect to service. So those are the 5 steps to find your own Ikigai. And like I said, if you want to use the circles, the 4 circles, and try that, it does help, but don't do it as the sole way to find your Ikigai. Do that just as a tool to help you to find it. Okay, now there are some rules to Ikigai. At least this is what I found in my research, some of the rules of Ikigai. And these are just, I hate to put them as rules, more of guidelines. Okay, number 1 is stay active. Don't retire. I mean, I am officially retired from my environmental education job as a teacher, but I'm still going. I'm still teaching. I'm just doing it in a different way. So stay active. Don't retire. I see so many people who retire and they retire to nothing. And what happens? They don't live very long. You'll find that a lot of the longest lived people who are living into their 90s, hundreds, they're ones who kept active. Okay. Second thing is to take it slow. It may feel normal for us to rush through things. I know I'm rushing through things a lot, but I keep reminding myself, slow down. Okay. We don't have to be in a hurry, because rushing and being in a hurry can actually have negative effects on the quality of your life. So take it slow. Okay, the third thing, they say, don't fill your stomach. In other words, eat less. We don't need the extra snacks. We don't need the extra food. It usually adds weight, adds sugars to our body, stuff that our bodies don't need and actually makes us unhealthy. And it interferes with our Ikigai. Now, the fourth thing, surround yourself with good friends. Having great relationships in your life, it's often been linked to happiness, longevity. So it's part of your Ikigai. Now, the fifth thing is to basically continue to exercise. Keep yourself active, whether it's walking around the block, taking the dog for a walk, maybe you want to go to a gym. I'm not a gym person, but go for a hike in nature, definitely. Okay, keep yourself in shape. Number 6, smile. Yeah, just smile. Recognize the things that are good and smile about them. Realize that the world is full of possibilities. The seventh thing is to reconnect with nature. Find time to get out in nature, breathe some fresh air, take a walk. Even if you live in a city, you can get outdoors and spend time in nature. The eighth thing, give thanks, gratitude. I try to do gratitude all the time. Usually when I go to bed at night, I'll just close my eyes for a few minutes and think about what was the best thing that happened to me today. What am I thankful for that happened to me today? So start finding more gratitude in your life. Studies have shown that being grateful, gratitude, it's a great way to remind yourself of all the best things in your life, and it helps you to appreciate them, and it helps you to be healthier and happier. The ninth thing, live in the moment. Stop thinking about the past. Stop worrying about the future. Today is what you're living right now. So make the most of it. Make now worth remembering. So stop worrying about the past. Stop worrying about the future and start living in the moment. And the final thing is to follow your Ikigai. Discover that passion and let it drive you. Having an Ikigai adds purpose to your life, which will lead to more happiness. So I want you to try to find your Ikigai. Do these rules I just gave you, or these guidelines, I'll say, I hate the word rules, guideline. Try those 10 guidelines. And, just slow down. Slow your breathing down. Take a breath and ask yourself, when do I feel the most like myself? What feels meaningful in my life right now? What would I still do, even if no one noticed? You don't need answers today. Just notice what comes up. Just notice. The next several days, next several weeks, what is making you feel better? What's making you feel more important? What's driving you? What makes you happy? Oh, one more important thing before I leave. Ikigai is not something you find once and keep forever. It changes. It grows. It shifts with the seasons. If you're unsure right now, that doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're growing. And keep thinking about what's your Ikigai. I never thought I'd be a teacher as a kid. My Ikigai was different back then. And it's constantly changing. When I moved from my old house to my new house, I gave up a lot of things that gave me passion, gave me a reason to get up in the morning. I used to love raising my bees. I used to love my chickens. I loved tapping trees every spring and doing maple syrup. I loved all these different things. They were part of me. But I decided to move on and find new things. And that's what I've done. Do I miss those things? Every once in a while, yeah, but I don't look back on the past. I look at today. What's making me happy today? Do I feel unhappy when I'm not making maple syrup? No. I enjoyed tapping the trees and sitting out there boiling the sap and just having time to myself. But you know what? I found I can do that just going out in the woods and forest bathing. So I found a new way to find that Ikigai. So that's what I want you to do as well. Search for it more often. Once again, it's not a once and done. It changes. It grows. So keep looking for it over time. Now, before we close today, I want to leave you with this thought. Your Ikigai isn't hiding from you. It's already part of you. It shows up in your interests, your kindness, your curiosity, your connection to the world. Sometimes it just needs a quiet space to be heard. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep finding your connection in the forest. Hello, friends. I hope you're out wandering through nature, exploring the natural world around you. Do you enjoy writing about your wanderings? Nature journaling is an awesome, fun way to remember all the adventures you have taken and how you felt during those journeys. If you're looking for some beautiful journals to keep track of all your wanderings, I have several available on Amazon, including some guided journals for children. Start your journey in journaling by clicking on the link in the show notes. Keep exploring the nature around you and keep journaling all your wanderings. Hey there, fellow nature wanderers. If you're like me, you love spending time outdoors, breathing in that fresh air and connecting with the natural world. But at home, have you ever thought about what's in the products you use every single day? That's why I'm excited to share Apple Valley Natural Soap with you. Their handcrafted all-natural soaps are made with organic ingredients, essential oils, and no harsh chemicals. Awesome! So they're not only great for your skin, but they're safe for the planet. And they don't just stop at soap. Apple Valley Natural Soap also carries a full line of natural skincare products, including shampoos, body butters, facial bars, and more. All designed to nourish your skin without synthetic ingredients. You can't beat that. That's just awesome. Whether you're hiking in the woods or just winding down after a long day, their products bring a little bit of nature right into your home. And the best part? By supporting Apple Valley Natural Soap through The Nature Wanderer, you're also supporting this podcast. Just head to the show notes and click on the link for Apple Valley Natural Soap. So go ahead, treat yourself and the environment to something better. Your skin and Mother Nature will thank you. Now let's get on with our adventure.